So this is my 1993 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Quick overview. This is a factory Sunfire yellow. The hood is a factory WS6 hood that was sourced off a 97 Trans Am. Still got an LT1. It's got a Borg Warner S488 with a billet wheel. It's got forged pistons, H-beam rods, and a scat crank. It's a stock 2-bolt main. It's got a custom cam from Lil John Motorsports. It's got Trick Flow 195s and stock LT1 intake. Not even ported to match. That throttle body is a Holley 98mm. That was back when, I don't know if they still make them, but that's back when they used to make the NOS throttle bodies that had a little port for putting a nitrous jet in them. It's got JGS blow-off valve and wastegate. It's got, let me see. It's got a 4L80E behind it. It used to be a 6-speed car. And after having issues with that, I decided to go automatic. And in my opinion, it's a lot faster. I mean, it could shift a lot faster than I can. So there's that. I've also moved up the radiator to make room because you can see there's not much room here. I made this top section to where it's removable, so I could unscrew these 2 bolts right here, and then this whole top section comes out. And I got a triple pass Jags aluminum radiator. I made all these mounts here, and I had to cut this groove out right here for my pressurized overflow, and make my own mount for the hood. Also made some room for my condenser, and deep down in there you can probably see my intercooler. Let's see if I click the light on here. There we go. See that intercooler? So it's got, as far as fuel and engine management, it's got 1500cc snake eater injectors. There you go. It's got Holley Terminator X Max, so that I can control the transmission with it as well. Right now the exhaust is set up to where it's got a 5-inch coming out with the dump coming out of the side here, but it's got a boost valve in it that actuates open whenever there's 5 pounds of boost. So when I'm just driving around, there's an exhaust that comes through here, snakes down through the car, and comes all the way out the back. So the car's pretty quiet up until I'm at about 5 pounds of boost, and you could really hear it open up. Other than that, the car's from the outside fairly stock looking. I got this undone because I'm about to start working on a whole new thing. We'll go over that. So batteries back here. The breakers for the fuel pumps are right there. So it's got a dual Aeromotive 340s in tank. It's got a Moser 9-inch. You can see right there. It's got a Spawn Performance double adjustable panhard bar, and it's got their big heavy duty torque arm that's tunnel mounted. It's got a PST drive shaft I got a big Durrell transcooler back here as well for the transmission. And it's got an adjustable anti-roll bar from Midwest Chassis. These wheels and tires are borrowed off of this car, but normally it's just got stock WS6 rims on, but these are extra sticky, so they help out. Inside here, you can see it's fairly stock looking. There's no roll cage, and there never will be a roll cage. All the gauges all work like factory. The temp gauge, the oil pressure, RPM, mile per hour, voltage, and fuel all work flawlessly. Mileage counter, all like stock. I got the stock head unit in here, but it's modified to have an aux cord. This is my shifter, and I wanted to keep that factory look because this car was a manual transmission. So the way this works, you push down and then your reverse, neutral, drive, and then 3, 2, and 1. So that works good. Lots of times I'll leave it like this and pull up the e-brake just so people think it's still a 6-speed in it. Just kind of my thing. It still has the third pedal, which is connected with the trans brake and 2-step, so I can launch the car easier that way. There is a shift light in here, you could probably see. It's pretty bright. Other than that, the car looks fairly stock. I have my line lock in here so that I can just hold it by hand. You can hear it activating. And normally you would see an ECU or something in the glove box, but with the Terminator X, I was able to put it up behind this area here, so it's completely hidden, and I just think it's a cleaner look. This car used to have a Mega Squirt in it, and it used to be mounted in here, but now it's just that little extra detail that makes it a little bit more factory looking. And I'll pull the cable for the laptop comes through here, and I'll just wind it up and put it in the glove box. Doesn't have functioning AC, but the compressor and condenser and all the other stuff's there. Just needs the lines really, but still has heat and everything else, and I do plan to make that work later on in the future. So other than that, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Still has power steering. I did get rid of the ABS and go with a proportioning valve, and it's mainly because that whole unit was so close to here. I wasn't comfortable with the amount of heat it was seeing, and it was kind of starting to act up a little bit, and I think it was due to the heat. So I think that's pretty much covers it all. Electronic boost controller. I know all this could be a little bit cleaner, and it has been before in the past, but it works. It's there. Right now, I'm actually gonna be pulling this engine and transmission out to go through the whole transmission. I got a billet input shaft, billet hub, and better clutches and things of that sort, and a new valve body. So I'm gonna start going through that. And as far as engine, this was an engine I bought off of Facebook Marketplace, at least the bottom end, for about $100. It made 630 horsepower to the tire on the dyno. I have a video of that on my YouTube, and I just think it's quick and all, but this car's had, you know, 1,000+ horsepower before in the past, and so I kind of want to get it maybe not so much like that, but closer to like 800 horsepower range, where I can be a little bit more competitive, street or track kind of deal. So I have this engine here. I know I got a mess in here. I have this engine here pretty much wrapped up, ready to go. And this is a 4-bolt main. It's got a forged crank, forged H-beam rods, and forged pistons. And it's got a TIG Performance turbo cam in it. So it's got a couple other good stuff. The heads are still stock, so I'll probably end up swapping those trick flows over to this. But this is going to be the new power plant. I really don't want to push that other engine too hard. It's pretty worn out. And I just dingleberry honed it and stuck my old stuff in it. So, you know, it'll smoke a little bit here and there and has a little bit of blow by, but you know, I got the car up and running for the time I need it to, and it's kind of just put it away or put it in something else, I don't know. So that's what I'll be starting on here this weekend, and we'll see how far I get as far as swapping everything over and going through that trans. So if you guys want to know more about what's going on or see updates along the way, let me know, because I don't really post too many videos, but I do got a lot of projects going on. So maybe something like this, if you guys want to know what's going on with this. And there's a couple other F-bodies. I got a Camaro, and there's another Formula out back. And everything's kind of getting worked on a little bit at a time as I go. So this has got a couple goodies. So that'll be a little more of a race car, really. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more. Comment, like, subscribe. Maybe I'll start making more videos.